Hi everyone, another list review. Again, this is a list from Simon Brecken. He has been obsessively sending me lists over the last month or so. And this one is an American Reinforced Platoon. So let's go and see what he's doing. This is his list. He's bringing 14 order dice, 1,000 points. It's a good order dice count for 1,000 points, I feel. He has brought the inexperienced second lieutenant, the tax, and then skirmish infantry here. One unit with 1 BAR and 7 rifles, another unit with 6 rifles and 2 BARs. I feel like you could quite easily, if you have the points, stick the second BAR in the second unit. The 2 BARs will make them more usable, although it's not necessary, but it is nice to have those extra men. Then he has some veteran infantry here. We have a veteran infantry squad with 4 submachine guns and 2 BARs. That is a lot of shots coming out of that unit, but it is very small, a 5-man unit, 6-man, sorry. It's a 6-man unit at 1,000 points. Not 100 points. I am babbling today, sorry. 100 points, 6 men. I feel like you should get more for your points. Know what I mean? I'm not necessarily a fan of these veteran units. I do see the point of having assault units, submachine gun armed units, but typically I would want them to have some special rules that benefit them somehow. None of the rules for the Americans benefit this unit. But it's nice to have some different tools in your toolbox, right? Then we have a veteran engineer unit, 3 rifles, 1 submachine gun, and a flamethrower. This is pretty standard. You could maybe stick a few more submachine guns into this unit if you wanted to, but it's pretty good as it is. 5 men, they can move up in a transport and just get out and kill stuff. A heavy mortar with a spotter. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna hurt if it hits. Sniper, regular, 50 points. A bazooka team, inexperienced. See, I would not want the bazooka team to be inexperienced. You may be at a point where you need to save the points, but that -1 to hit, and you're already, because the bazooka has so much range, you're already most of the time shooting at range, so you're at -2 to hit. You're not going to hit much if you have that -1. I would want it to be regular if I possibly could. Also because anything that shoots back at your bazooka is definitely going to kill it. Yeah, I would not choose this. Light artillery, inexperienced. You can do that though. That is pretty good because it's a howitzer. It just sits there and shoots indirectly behind your skirmish troops. That works. A recce jeep, lovely. This is the way to go. The Americans don't have a great armored car selection, and this recce jeep is pretty cheap. It can do the job. It works. It really works. It has a 360 pintle-mounted MMG. That's perfectly fine. And a Sherman Calliope. Wow, that is one hefty tank. I myself have played around with the Calliope a bit, and I have players in my group have played around with the Calliope, and we're not sure it's actually worth the points. It's pretty close though, because with the multiple rocket launcher, you sort of have a double role. It's a medium tank that loves sitting in a ruin somewhere and just being on ambush, and at the same time it delivers something to your army that you can only get if you choose something else. So there is a lot of versatility here, but it is very expensive. 250 points, that is very expensive for a tank that's only 9+. And remember, you can only fire one of your weapon systems. You can only fire the multiple rocket launcher or the tank's gun, so not both. Then there is a Dodge truck. 8-man capacity. I'm guessing this is for the engineers, although it is over the capacity, but you could stick the lieutenant in, get them to come in from outflank because it's regular, right? Come in from the outflank, shoot the pintle-mounted MMG, deliver a few pins, get out with the engineers, and then flame whatever you've already pinned to death. That's a good trick. 2 Dodgers, both with the pintle-mounted, and 1 Jeep. I am guessing the Jeep is for the bazooka team. Again, I'm not necessarily a fan of this. And I even think that bazooka teams don't need the Jeep, so maybe you could cut out the Jeep and just upgrade your bazooka team, because the bazooka has such a long range that most of the time you don't need to be able to fling it up like you do with a flamethrower or a Piat. I think the bazooka can actually stay more or less in the center table and be a threat to most of the enemy armor, and by doing that you lock down the table, 24 inches on each side. That's 48 inches of lockdown. That's pretty much the whole center table. So yes, he can run up the flanks, but he's not going to if you have a regular bazooka standing in the center table. So yeah, I would cut out this Jeep and just use the points for the bazooka. That was my feedback. I hope you enjoyed this video. Simon, thank you again for your lists. Always a pleasure. See you in the next one.